Okay, starting the show in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gold Times, episode 9 for August 19th, 2021. We are a screen pop culture podcast talking about anything on a TV, a computer, or a phone. I am your host, Alan Katona, and for our 9th episode, I'd like to introduce you to one of my closest friends. She's like my sister. She's a happily married mother of 2, currently studying to be a high school teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, Victoria Merillo. Welcome to the show, Vicky.
Yes.
Cue
I love
applause.
it.
Cue
I
applause.
love it.
Welcome to the show. Welcome. Look at this. Would you believe that we're doing a show?
I can't believe you've got a live audience.
We've got a real live audience. We got a real live audience, and the live audience just gave an applause. Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And wow, it's so good to have you on here. I didn't think like you said, we spoke privately. We said on the pre-show before we started that we were just talking about it on a catch-up phone call, and apparently my TikTok video promo came up in your TikTok, and you said, tell me more about your podcast, and I sort of did, and then you joked and said, bring me on. So I said, okay.
And here I am.
Here you are. All right, I got a few questions for you before we start to get to know you a little bit better as part of the show. We do this with every host.
Okay.
We've got some questions that I ask everyone, and I've also got some questions that I've changed a little bit from last week as well, and one for you specifically. All right, and it's to do with the show. First one is tell us a brief rundown of your association with screen media.
My brief association with stream media. It's very brief. I can tell you that much. I've only really watched like things that you've done, or I guess it's so embarrassing, but I do watch a lot of like YouTube clips from ASMR videos.
Okay.
And when they do live stuff.
Okay.
Very niche market. And I've spoken to you about this before, the ASMR one, and I use it to get to sleep at night. But then I end up following like some of those YouTubers and like finding out a little bit more about why they do what they do, because I just find it really interesting.
Okay, so you, I'm guessing you. I'm gonna feed some answers for you to help you answer this, as well. So screens would be involved in your studying. You use your computer a lot.
Okay.
And screens would be with your children. They use, they watch a lot of movies and a lot of TV, like for your children as well.
I thought you said streams.
No, screen media.
Streams. I thought you said streams. I was like, why are you talking about streams? I don't watch any streams.
Screen media.
Screen media. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, what are you specifically asking me? Are you asking me like what I watch on Netflix, or what do I watch in movies, or is it just everything?
If I said, how does screen media affect your life? Tell me like in a brief little sentence, like how does screen media affect your life? Yeah.
Massively. I'm studying drama. It's a massive thing to me. A whole part of my degree is film and analyzing film in English and things like that. So I can't switch off when I watch a movie or when I watch a TV show. I have to analyze the cinematography. I have to look at I have to watch something that has an interesting plot twist or something like that. In relationship to my kids, oh my God, do my head in, but it's more an educational factor for them, and I try not to let their relationship with the screen be too prominent, because obviously that's a big thing these days. But for me, yeah, I could sit in front of a TV for ages. I just don't have the time, at the moment. But it was a big part of my life. Film was a big part of my life. TV shows, interesting series. That's what I love about Netflix at the moment, is the original series that they come up with. It's really, yeah.
Okay, save that bit for later.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Next question. Okay, good answer. Very big impact. Very big impact on your life, and yeah, the drama and the studying, that's a big thing for with you. Yeah, I wanted to hear more about that. So here's one. List your devices, and which one do you use the most and the least? List your devices. So like, could be a laptop, could be a phone, could be a I don't know, a TV.
Maybe that, yeah.
Yeah, got a phone. Yeah, what else you got?
Phone. I've got my laptop, but I don't really use it for watching things. I use that just for work. I try to separate that because otherwise I just won't do anything. So my phone, in saying that, I don't separate from my phone very much at all. Like, apart from, when I'm obviously distracted by the kids or work or whatever, if it's any spare time, it's me just, streaming or watching something, or watching something on my phone, because it's just there.
Okay, so do you use your phone the most out of all the devices in your life? Do you use the phone the most?
Yeah, definitely, all the time. And it's so accessible.
Yeah, it's so accessible. It is for a lot of people have been telling me that it's some people have said like their computer they've used more than their phone, but a lot of people, like most average person, uses their phone the most because it's just got everything on it. What do you use the least in your house as a device?
Probably this computer in front of me. I use it for my Zoom classes, and that's about it, which is ridiculous because it's a huge, big, MacBook Pro computer that we just have sitting downstairs gathering dust unless I use it for uni classes. That's it.
Oh, so are we watching you on a MacBook, on a iMac? Yeah.
Yeah, iMac. Yeah.
Oh, the iMac the iMac actually has a decent camera and microphone in it, so that's why I think you sound actually pretty good for a computer microphone.
Yeah, it's good for that. So I use it for Zoom calls, but I don't use it for anything else.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna get you to start recording your guitar work, and I'm gonna sell you that microphone. I'm gonna sell you that spare microphone, and we're gonna plug in this microphone to this computer, and we're gonna use an audio program on the computer on iMac called GarageBand, and we're gonna record some stuff and do some stuff there. That's what I reckon.
I love how you say we, like you're gonna be my manager or producer.
No, I'm gonna be your motivator. That's what I'm gonna be.
You'll be my life coach.
Motivator. All right. This one will be interesting to know. How many media subscriptions do you currently have?
Subscriptions.
Yeah. So that can be movies, TV, music, things like that. So
I have a lot. I subscribe to a lot of podcasts, mostly crime.
Okay, so wait. Not podcasts, because they're free subscriptions. I want money podcasts. Money subscriptions. Money subscriptions. Paid subscriptions. Yeah.
Paid subscriptions. Well, like I mentioned before, the ASMR stuff. But then there's also subscriptions so like Netflix, Stan, like those kind of things. Is that what you're talking about? Like what I pay for to watch? I feel like I don't even know.
Yeah. What do you pay? What do you pay for, like to watch or listen or something? Yeah. What do you? Yeah.
So a lot. So I've got Stan. I've got Netflix. I've got Amazon Prime. I've got Google Play. We've got Foxtel at the moment, but we're getting rid of that because we don't see the point because we've got everything else. ABC Kids. Woo.
ABC Kids.
Like the iView app. And then just various like YouTube channels and stuff. Yeah.
Do you have Spotify or Audible or something? Apple Music?
I've got Apple Music, yeah.
Okay, Apple Music. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done Spotify. I think I've just always been an Apple Music person, so I haven't really delved into the Spotify world, but everyone keeps telling me it's so much better.
Yeah, Spotify is really good now. It's really good. I think it's even.
Why is it so much better?
I don't know. I was an iTunes guy as well, and I was an iPhone guy as well. But when Spotify came out, it was just different. It was just something that, and when Apple Music came out just in Australia around the same time as Spotify, and I tried it as a trial, and it just the way it felt. I just felt like the user interface and the way it felt with the music and the way that I could save playlists and stuff. It just felt like it worked better, and I've just been Spotify ever since.
Is it something to do? Someone was saying like, yeah, because playlists like they make you like they make it like an automated playlist for you. Like
yeah, they make playlists for you. Yeah, they make stuff for you. They do like your most listened to stuff. They do the whole like at the end of the year. They'll make a playlist, but out of all the stuff that you've been listening to in a year, and make a playlist of your best of the year. I've got my best of each year for the past 5 years. It's really cool.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't think Apple does that, or if it does, I haven't discovered that part of it yet.
With your music, or your media subscriptions, which one do you use the most, and which one do you use the most out of all of them? I'm just guessing is Netflix.
I forgot to mention Disney Plus before, actually.
Oh yeah, you got Disney Plus. Yep.
So we probably use that the most, actually, between all of us as a family, just because the kids are just constantly on it, and between all the Marvel films and stuff like that, like Phil and I tend to watch it a lot. So yeah, that's getting a lot of money from us at the moment, actually. Disney, yeah.
Absolutely love my Disney Plus subscription. Everyone called me crazy when it first came out. It's got nothing on it. What do you mean? It's got nothing on it. Oh my God, it's got everything on it now. Got everything on it. Star Wars, Marvel, X-Men, Pixar. Oh, everything. It's so good. Yeah. And Disney, obviously Disney stuff. Yeah. It's so good. So Disney Plus is the one you use the most. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of you and your husband, and the kids together. Yeah.
It's just everything. It's good.
Okay. What was the first screen device in your life other than a TV? Because TVs have been around for God knows how long.
First screen device was probably a very, very old Microsoft computer.
Okay.
From the first chunky ones. I can't remember if you're going to ask me for the model, I cannot tell you. It was just those big, chunky, clunky, without internet CD-ROM computers. That was my first one.
Yeah, right. DOS. Did it have DOS or Windows 95?
Windows 95.
Okay.
Read a rabbit, yo.
Windows 97 says Mark. Mate, could be.
No, it was 97. You weren't around. He was born 6 years later, whatever. It was 95 first. We upgraded eventually.
Okay, here's a question that's going to get you. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is your preferred Joker? Is it Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix?
Oh, but that's not fair because it's two different portrayals.
I don't care. You have to pick one.
Oh, what, gun to my head, pick one?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm going to say Heath Ledger because he's my favorite.
You have to prefer, okay, they both exist.
Okay, I have to prefer the Joker. Okay.
Which one do you prefer? Which one do you prefer?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger as Joker? Yeah, me too. I rewatched.
I loved that portrayal of him though. With the how did you say his name?
Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin. It's not Joaquin. Joaqin. Joaquin. Am I saying it wrong?
I don't know. I'm not.
How do you say it?
I said Jacqueline.
Have not heard that. Nah. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I just haven't heard that. Yeah. I don't know.
There you go.
Fox. Oh, Sophie says Fox says Heath Ledger. Okay, there we go. Good. Yeah, we're getting. I agree. I'm with Heath Ledger as well. Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job, but I just enjoyed Heath Ledger better, and it was more evil. And it was more
two different stories.
I know.
And it was the thing. He made you feel sorry for him, kind of.
I know.
It just was the Joker.
But if I have to pick one, and I got two of them, and I have to pick one, I'm picking Heath Ledger. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then what you should have said was Heath Ledger or what's his name? Jared Leto.
Nah, I'm not. That's an easy answer. That's why I wanted
Yeah,
the
I know.
hard. I wanted the hard question. I want the hard questions here, Vicky. I want the hard
true.
questions.
The
Like
hard-
the
the
next
hard-
one. Who is your preferred Batman? Out of all of them, could be any of them. I was gonna pick 2 of them, but I thought, nah, I'll just let her pick one. Anyone that she wants. Who's your preferred Batman?
Probably just Christian Bale.
Yeah, thank you. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Yeah, that's mine too. If you said Ben Affleck, we'd have to end the show just now.
I just don't like him in general. I just can't do him.
No. Okay. Sorry, Ben Affleck. I haven't watched it yet. I just spoke to Ant tonight that he was watching Batman vs Superman, and I said I haven't watched it yet because Ben Affleck as Batman is just a turn off. I don't know. I'll watch it
Are
eventually.
you looking at the chat right now, just by the way?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching it and reading. Yeah.
I don't know how you can do that. I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. We've. By the way, guys. Just save your. If we got any good questions for the show, save the questions till the end. Like save the questions till the end. All right. We love the chat at the moment. It's beautiful. But if I want to try and remember these, I want to try and remember a good question. If you got a good question for us for the show to do with the show, we got a Q&A section at the end. All right, last question for Vicky before we get into our first segment of the day is pick one streaming service and delete the rest. And your options are Netflix, Disney Plus, Stan, Amazon Prime, and Binge.
Oh, okay.
Pick one and delete the rest.
It's between Netflix and Disney because, well, one's for me and one's pretty much primarily for the kids and for Phil. So if I'm going to be selfish, but then the kids will drive me crazy. Do I have to think about this seriously? Can I just? Like a moment here, like.
I've got the hard-hitting questions.
Netflix, because there's still some kids shows on Netflix, and the kids
There are kids.
Yeah,
there are kids shows on Netflix.
Then I get my shows, and Mummy won't go insane.
Sorry, YouTube. I couldn't put YouTube in there because YouTube is not a streaming service. It's its own thing. All right, thank you. That was great questions. That was some great answers. I hope everyone liked that. That was great. We got some good answers from Vicky at the top of the show.
That was so intense.
That was so intense. It's supposed to be. I should have had the dun 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 music in the background. Let's get into our first segment. We've got a couple of news segments to talk about, and with some questions as well for Vicky as well, of course. So let's get into the news. Okay, you have exactly 6 days to guess exactly what Bob Ross did. Netflix is releasing a Bob Ross documentary called Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. And they released a teaser trailer that doesn't show much. From the title, we could be learning disappointing things about this nice, humble Bob Ross, or what people did to him. The more likely plot, though, says the Daily Beast details a lawsuit between Bob Ross's son, Steve Ross, against Bob Ross Inc., a venture that Bob Ross founded with business partners before while he was alive. Spoiler alert! It claims they want to claim the rights to his paintings, the name, and the likeness from his family for his family in a lucrative licensing deal, which could explain the whole trailer. So, Vicky, do you know who Bob Ross is? And would you watch this?
Obvious. Yes. Happy little trees.
Happy little trees. That's it. Happy. Exactly.
Bob Ross is one of the ASMR legends of the world.
Yeah, well, apparently he's the original ASMR dude. Like he started. He really started it all. It wasn't ASMR wasn't even a thing when he was around in the late 80s and the early 90s when he had his TV show. So now that ASMR is a thing, people go to Bob Ross and go, "Wow, like he was doing it back then, you know, like it was such a thing."
And people are impersonating him on ASMR role plays and stuff. And it's so yeah.
So would you watch this? Would you watch this documentary coming out soon? It comes out on the 25th of August on Netflix.
Yeah, I would for sure.
Well, we're gonna learn some really interesting stuff.
I don't know much about his personal life, to be honest. I only know that he painted happy little trees.
Okay, you're gonna have to watch this documentary then. You're gonna have to watch it. I am obsessed with Bob Ross.
Right.
I have said on previous shows I adore watching his paint streams every weekend. Every weekend, I go to sleep with it. It's so relaxing, and I've even painted a Bob Ross painting myself. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. I've got it. It's on my Instagram, and it is a beautiful. It's got happy trees. It's got mountains. It's even got a cabin. I did it for my birthday last year when I did a birthday stream, and I painted a Bob Ross painting live on Twitch. Some people here would remember that, and it was glorious. But
I'd seen that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll send you a photo. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll have to send you the photo of it. I've got it hanging on my wall, right here, and yeah, it's great. I'm definitely gonna watch this Bob Ross show. I'm so happy that you do know about him. So lots of people, I've spoken to some people before, and they don't know who he is. He's not as famous as I thought he was. But
no, he's a very relaxing man.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out about this documentary, and we'll find out there's some drama behind his estate and his life, and with what's going on. So I hope it's going to be okay, but it's going to be interesting. The next and final news article we got here is Anthony Mackie. If you know who that is, closes the deal to star in Captain America 4. So Anthony Mackie was the star of he's the Falcon in the MCU. He's the Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
The new film will be written by the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's head writer and creator Malcolm Spellman. He was in Avengers. He was in a bunch of the Avengers movies, and he got his own TV show this year on Disney Plus called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And that story is about how he turns into the new Captain America. Because at the end of Avengers, do you remember this, Vicky? At the end of Avengers Endgame, where Steve Rogers, Captain America, comes back from through time, and he's an old man, and he gives the shield to Falcon and says, "Here you go, this is yours now. I'm passing the I'm passing the So Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the story about that, and about the shield, and about becoming the new Captain America, and it's got the Winter Soldier in it, and it's a good story with some stuff. I don't want to spoil it. It's a good watch. Good watch on Disney Plus. Yeah, spoilers. There's no word whether Sebastian Stan is going to return as Bucky Barnes in Captain America 4. But it could bring Chris Evans back into the fold, that could bring him back to the movies. Chris Evans, who plays the original Captain America.
Which is what we all want.
It's what we all want. While there's no word as when this movie hits theaters, we do know that the MCU, the only MCU film with the furthest away confirmed date is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and that's for May 2023. And they've got other projects in the works as well: Moon Knight, Blade, the second season of Loki. Where are we going to see Captain America 4? I don't know. It could be 2024, 2025. We don't know yet. But Marvel have a lot of work to do, man. They got lots of things going on. So, Vicky, This is my question to you. Are you up to date with the Marvel movies and TV shows?
As up to date, much more up to date than I could have been, and that's all thanks to my brother, because he made me literally a list. Like, this is no joke. He made me a list.
Yeah.
And sent it through, and he ordered all the movies.
Yeah.
In the not the way that they came out, but the way that they're supposed to be, like in terms of the order of the actual storyline and everything like that.
Yeah, the chronological order.
Yeah. And so he sent me that list, and so then I just had to work my way through it. So I got all the way up to Avengers Endgame, and that's as far as I've gone. I haven't seen any of the post sort of, like, I haven't seen the Black Widow. I haven't seen any of that one or anything like that.
That means you're finished phase 3. You're up to phase 3. If you're up to Endgame. No, we're in phase 4 right now.
Okay, right.
So WandaVision, you got WandaVision to watch. Yeah. You've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier to watch, and you've got Loki to watch.
Yeah.
And now what's currently at the moment that's airing on Disney Plus week by week is a show, a Marvel cartoon called What If? And it's a show, right, about all the Marvel movies and about the multiverse and the different universes and different worlds. And what if Iron Man didn't become Iron Man? What if Captain America was never Captain America? And they do an episode about what the world would be like without Captain America and someone else was Captain America and something like that. So it's a cartoon, it's an animated series, and it's really cool, but you need to be up to date before you watch that, you need to watch a few of the TV shows first.
Okay. I will be on to that.
Well, it sounds like you're up to date, but you're not up to date fully, right? You're up to date. Yeah, you're not up to date fully, but you're pretty much up to date. If you're up to Endgame, you're okay for now. You're okay for now. You got a little bit more to go. I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a great transition on how Falcon turned into Captain America, and like we said before, it's like what Steve Rogers wanted. And I'm a massive Marvel fan, as you can tell. I just love Marvel, so I'll definitely watch this. Yeah, so that's the news. Let's go into our second segment, probably the biggest segment of the day, because we've got some special stuff for Vicky tonight with this, is what we're watching. Okay, I'll just get my stuff out of the way real quick. Like I just actually spoke about it just then. I just started watching Marvel's What If. It's like I just explained to you, Vicky, what it was. Like it's a must watch. It's got everything Marvel. And the first episode, you know Peggy, Steve Rogers' girlfriend, Peggy Carter. Okay, in Captain America, the first one.
Sorry, yes. Sorry.
Peggy Carter, right? The agent that Steve Rogers' girlfriend that he missed, right? And then in Endgame he got to go back to. Okay, in this cartoon of What If, Peggy Carter becomes Captain America instead of Steve Rogers. And it's not Captain America, it's Captain Carter. And it's a female, and she's a hero, and she's got muscles, and she's strong, and she got the shield, and she defeats Hydra, and she does all these things. And Steve Rogers still does some stuff, but he's not super beefy Captain America. He's short and skinny like he was back in the original.
Nice.
So that's cool. It's a cool little animated series. I watched that. I'm still waiting for Animal Kingdom. I keep talking about that every episode of this show. I won't go into much about that again. And I might start watching Star Wars Clone Wars because I keep hearing Bad Batch is really good. But Vicky, what are you at the moment? First question, what are you watching week by week at the moment? Is there anything you're watching like week by week at the moment? Anything. Could be anything. Like week by week, released every week at the moment.
Week by week. I don't really do that. I wait for it all to come out so I can sort of binge it a little bit because I don't have that schedule. So in terms of like a series that I'm watching at the moment, or have just recently finished watching is the Dr. Death series on Stan.
Okay.
It's a story based off a podcast that I listened to, and it's a true story about a doctor. Oh my God, what is his name? Someone help me out here. I feel like someone. Anyway, so he was a neurosurgeon that did not know how to do surgery and basically ended up killing or severely paralyzing a majority of his patients.
Is it called Dr. Death?
Yes, that's what I just said, Dr. Death.
Yeah, I've heard of this show. Yeah.
It's such a good. It's so well done because I listened to the podcast first, and you hear all the interviews and the documentaries about these real families that went through what he caused and did to them. And then the series, I just thought, I hope they don't, turn it into this drama that's just going to be really contrived or just, I don't know, just sort of over the top, or like they kind of take away from the real story, but they don't. Like it's done so well. Dr. Dunch, that was his name, Dr. Dunch. And he was, they basically thought he was either a sociopath purposely killing patients because that's how bad a job he was doing, or he really thought, because of his ego, he really thought that he was a brilliant neurosurgeon, and he just thought he was, the top of the top, but he really had no idea what he was doing, and he just slipped through the medical health cracks and the medical education cracks and stuff like that, and just was somehow performing neurosurgery. So people would go in with like, I've got a neck pain, and he'd be like, yeah, I'll fix you up, and then they'd come out like they'd be dead, they'd die. Like, it's just like, what? So it's a really, really good series. Like, it's really well done. It's a drama series. It's not a documentary. They have done one now, but it's so well done. I think the guy who plays the main character is he was from Dawson's Creek, of all shows. Do you remember Dawson's Creek? That was such a crap show.
Yeah, right. Dawson's Creek. Which guy? The main guy?
He was Joshua Jackson.
Oh yeah, I know Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, he played Pacey in Dawson's Creek.
Right. Yeah.
And he does such a good job. He was brilliant. So good.
All right, it's on Stan, right? It's on Stan.
Stan, yes.
Okay, I don't have a Stan account, unfortunately. It's one.
Get one. The show.
I have to get one because there's some other stuff. There's some other stuff on Stan that I want to watch as well. So I have to look into getting one. But yeah, I heard about this doctor. Yeah, it's good hearing from you about this Doctor Death, because I heard about it. I saw an advert about it, and I think I saw a trailer, and that just like really that just confirms me. Okay, what? Anything else you've been watching recently?
No, not really. Like, oh God, I feel like I'm just not doing this service. I kind of have been going back and watching like old series of stuff, like just stuff I haven't seen for a while.
Just rewatching some stuff.
Yeah, just rewatching, because like I just, I haven't had a lot of time. Like, having kids, you don't get the TV.
Okay, we're back. Okay, so sorry that happened. My computer just had a spaz attack. We're back. We're back and we're good. Sorry about that, everybody. I have to edit that out on the. I have to edit that out, and that'll be easily fixed for the show. All right. Where were we? We were saying. I was saying you was before it crashed. I was asking what you've been watching, and you said you were rewatching some stuff, and then it died. Yeah. So
I was just talking in the chat then as well. So one of the things I was watching, I've been rewatching is the Black Mirror episodes.
Oh yes.
Just because I watched them through sort of once, and then I've sort of shown them to people, but you don't really pay attention. And then I think just watching them again on my own, and really, and like what I said before about just with my degree and everything, and paying attention to the film angle of it. I'm not just appreciating the story angle. I'm now appreciating like the film and the way they've done certain like symbolic imagery and cinematography and stuff like that. It's just such a clever series. And that Bandersnatch one they did was just crazy. The Choose Your Own Adventure one.
That was insane. Yeah, I know.
That would have taken them so long.
Yeah, that was insane. I love Black Mirror stuff. I absolutely love when that came out, and then everything else came out. When I first discovered it, I just binged like the first 3 seasons, and then they were like, oh, season 4 is coming out next year, and I'm like, oh sweet. As soon as that came out, binged it. Oh, so good. Like,
yeah, I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
And all the actors, all the cameos, all the actors and the cameos that they got in there as well. Like, it's really cool and really, really awesome how they put technology and put different situations with different types of advanced technology. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's very, very clever. So I've been watching that. Behind Her Eyes was another one on Netflix. It was a thriller series. We were just talking about it in the chat. And yeah, it's a bit of a twister thriller, but very clever. And it actually stars Bono's daughter. You know Bono from U2?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his daughter is like the lead role in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's such a good series. I don't want to say anything about it though, because I'll spoil it, because it's one of those ones I can't give too much away, but it's basically just like, it's like a psychological thriller kind of thing. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. but apart from that, I'm not like, like there's no reality shows on at the moment. So.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no.
We'll get to that in a minute. I got some special questions. I got some special questions for you for that in a minute. What for me, you've watched more than me recently since last episode. I've barely watched anything. Like, I watched that two episodes on Disney Plus, and then that's it. Like, I'm not watching TV before bed. I've been busy. Like, if people know my news, I'm moving soon, and I'm doing everything, like lots of things every day, and I've been organizing stuff and cleaning, and I just haven't had time to sit down and watch some stuff. And if I had any time to watch something, it would be before bed. And I've been watching YouTube. I've been watching YouTube. We'll talk about that later. Watching YouTube, and I'm watching a little bit of Twitch, and I'm watching Bob Ross, and I'm watching Disney Plus. I watched it twice, and that's all I've done. I haven't even touched Netflix in the last 7 days. So I feel bad about that because I'm an addict, but that's all right. Sometimes this happens. So my list, the list on Netflix, like, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I just keep finding stuff I want to watch, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
No, that's good though, because you'll have plenty to catch up on. I like that.
Yeah.
I wish my problem is that I just rewatch stuff, and then because I have that sort of thing of like, I don't want to try something new if I don't know if it's going to be good or not. So unless I hear a lot about it, then I don't like, like there's people that just come at me like, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Then I'll go and watch it.
Yeah.
But if it's like just on Netflix, like new show top 4 in Australia, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. No one's reviewed it to me yet, so I don't know.
Okay, that's good. It's taking word of mouth from friends and family and stuff about like getting like recommendations from people and stuff. So that's good. Talking about reality TV, I've got some special questions here for you, just in that sense, because you asked me to
Oh, this is when we're going to lose everybody.
You suggested to me that I should ask you about this because this is your expertise, and it's nothing I really know anything about. It's like, my first question for reality TV is like, what makes a show reality TV in your opinion?
Basically, these days it's hard to define, but because it is a little bit more scripted and produced than it probably was back in the days of the Mole and those kind of reality shows that we used to watch. But I think essentially it's supposed to be, people placed in front of a camera in a certain situation, whether they're all placed in a house together, or they're placed on an island together, or whether they're all placed with a bachelor together. It's capturing them, at their most vulnerable in a way that will probably push their personalities to the limit to entertain us.
Okay, so
but in saying that, then there's like, you've got your reality shows like the Kardashians and all that crap, and then that's totally scripted, and so I when I am referring to reality TV, I'm talking about those like the more social experiment kind of shows, rather than Kardashian. Yeah.
So it's like what you're saying. It's like getting it's capturing on TV, on film, getting reactions out of people in certain situations. Like
and obviously it's all like producers placing them into certain situations that are going to push the boundaries of their emotions and things like that. And can I just preface this by saying, I don't watch reality. I'm not trying to be defensive, but I don't watch reality TV to be like, oh yeah, Sammy and Jesse are totally going to make it, and I can't wait to see, like, I'm not there for the real ride. I'm not there like ride and die with them, kind of like, like I'm there knowing it's all crap. I know what I'm watching crap, but it's the idea of like, I don't know, I have this sadistic fascination with just human nature and how we can be pushed emotionally to our limits depending on our environment that we can get put in. And I think it's like a car crash, you just can't look away, and it's just like that kind of
Okay, next question. That's good. That's good. Next question. Next question. Do you recommend any currently any good Aussie reality TV or something globally? Something globally. What's your recommendations?
Hmm. Yeah, there's. Oh God, you want? See, you're asking me to recommend. Like, this is my guilty pleasure. I don't want to recommend.
That's fine. That's fine. It's totally fine. We love guilty pleasures here on the show. This is what this show's all about. This show is a guilty pleasure for some. So,
do you know what I watched recently? That was all right. It got a little bit tedious towards the end, but it was all right. It was called The Circle.
Yep.
And it was the American one, I think it was, and it was them all being, and I found it like, and I looked and I just went, what a dumb, stupid idea. Like, they're all putting them in an apartment to just talk on social media like we just do every day, and we're going to watch that and think that that's fascinating. But the only reason I did in certain I find certain parts of it fascinating was that they went in, and some of them went in as characters that were not who they are. So some of them went in and was like, I'm not going to play myself. I'm going to pretend to be Susanna, the model, even though, and he's like a fat old man, kind of thing. And he's there like flirting with people and trying to play this game, because the whole idea is the most popular person wins. So if you create allies over Facebook and you create, do all this stuff, and you set up all these flirtations or whatever. And so it's just, the only reason I found that fascinating was because it's very prominent to the real world, I guess, because you don't know who you're talking to online sometimes. And it's kind of like that whole, I think it kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to justify why I'm watching this crap show. But it's true. It's just this kind of weird social experiment that you're kind of going, well, this kind of happens in real life. And I don't know if I'm talking to an old man or I'm talking to, Pete,
yeah.
Who am I? It's just it's weird. So I didn't mind that. I like Survivor.
A lot of people like Survivor.
I like Survivor. I like that they have to do challenges and things like that. I liked all the old school stuff like The Mole, and I liked Big Brother back in the day.
Yeah.
Not when it got weird and people were, doing weird turkey things to each other and stuff. But I liked it back in the day because it was, the new one sucks. The new one, it's all pre-recorded and it's crap. Whereas the stuff of when they're just filming them in a house and there's just cameras everywhere and it's all really raw and whatever. I like that because it's just people being pushed to the limits in a scenario that's small and confined with complete opposite personalities and just seeing what the hell happens. It's just a complete, what's it called when you're watching like rats in a cage kind of thing. It's that kind of,
yeah. I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. What do you have okay, that's good. So that's a few good recommendations. What makes a good reality TV show really watchable?
Drama.
The drama. Okay.
Real drama.
Real drama.
Not
unscripted.
Not drama.
Unscripted drama.
Unscripted. Grit your teeth. That's so awkward, cringy drama.
Yeah.
And also the hilariousness of it. So shows like Married at First Sight and those things, again, preface this by saying, I know it's a crap show. I know it's terrible, but oh my God, I am so here for just people just going I am so glad I'm not that person. I'm so glad my life is okay. I'm not, I can actually go out on a night out and not feel the need to throw my wine in someone's face. I can actually have the social decorum to keep my, shit together and not, but it's whoa, you just see these people behave like this and you're like, wow, I don't even know anybody like that. That's really fascinating.
Disclaimer.
You're just laughing. Disclaimer.
No, that's what you're saying. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. I don't like this show, but I still watch it.
I know, because I have to keep saying it because you brought me on to say, oh, let's talk about reality TV. I'm sort of advocate for it. I'm really not. It's just my escape. It's just my escape.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. This is perfect. That you're not an advocate. You're not a fan.
No.
You're just you're giving me and the audience an insight, of what like someone who does watch it. And
why do we watch this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, look, for someone like me who works, who does, uni work that is, and the kind of stuff that I'm studying at the moment is like, like literary theory and things like that, it's just like brain. And then on the other side of things, I've got kids, which is not using your brain. It's actually patience with your emotions. So you've got one side where you're mentally stimulated with all this work, and then you've got another side where you're mentally drained with kids. So when I sit in front of the TV at the end of the day, I just want to watch something crap and just switch my brain off.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Yeah, 100%.
I just want to watch people just acting like.
And you're not alone. You're not alone. Like a lot. I reckon the majority of the audience is just like you. Like busy working, got kids, something, or doing. They just want to switch off and just watch something crap and just like, and it's like, and that's their demographic. Like it's just,
Exactly. It's just, and sometimes I'm in the mood for a decent documentary or a decent drama series or a decent thing that's going to get me thinking. Sure, of course. But at the end of a day where I've just been in uni class all day, I've dealt with the kids, I've finally wrangled them to sleep and whatever, and I just want to flop on the couch and have like a glass of wine and just chill out and watch a bunch of weirdos screaming at each other and acting like animals, because it makes me feel so much better about my life.
100%.
And that's the key.
Okay, here's a stereotype. Sure. I want you to clarify. Stereotype. Okay. Here, let me say it. Reality shows are for women. True or false?
I don't think it depends. I think you could reword that question to be mostly women watch reality TV shows. I think that's the stereotype for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I can only go off my own experience, and it's only women in my life that watch reality TV shows together, to the point where we even set up little chats during the shows while they're on, and just to basically just rip on it the entire time while we're watching it. And it's kind of like a little social funny. It'd be like the equivalent of like if I was sitting around with a bunch of mates watching it together going, oh my God, what is she doing? Like, it's that kind of a thing. But I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a demographic out there for men, but I very much doubt it. I don't think shows like The Bachelor are going to get men necessarily worked up about it. But in saying that,
I got it. Yeah, I know the show. I know the reality show that the demographic is for mainly men. The Block.
The Block. Yeah. Even I love The Block, actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude.
The Block is a great show.
I know.
I actually genuinely like The Block.
I am not a fan.
I just like it for the room reveals.
The room reveals are great, but but the reality part of it is just ugh.
Yeah, no. But that's one reality show that I don't watch for drama, because it's either fake or it's set up by producers, or it's just boring. But for the room, I just watch it for the room reveals. But yeah, maybe you're right. There could be, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's my final reality question for you today. What can reality TV teach you?
That my life is okay.
I feel so much better about my life because I'm watching this garbage. I just feel so much
better about my life and myself as a person. That's what it teaches me. I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's 100% fact. Spilling it. Spilling the tea.
Wow. Okay, that's good. All right, thank you. That was great. Some reality TV questions. You said to me on the phone the other day, you said, oh, we can talk about reality TV if you want. And I was like, okay, I'll write some questions down. And I'll poke your brain at it, because like you said, you had a few things to say about it and I wanted to hear it. So thank you for that. And let's move on.
I just wanted to just say, and like I wanted to say those things to defend my community of reality TV show watchers, so that they don't have to defend themselves. We watch it, we know it's crap. It's to feel better about ourselves and escape this crappy lockdown situation we're in. So there you
we
go.
don't deserve you as a hero, but we
Not all heroes wear capes.
That's it, exactly. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to our next segment. We're good for time. Let's keep going. This is good. This is good. Let's go. What we're playing. Okay, Vicky, you told me that you play The Sims 4. How often do you play, and how deep do you get into this game? Tell us.
Oh,
The Sims.
Okay. So, it's a tricky one for me at the moment because of my schedule, and it's one of those things that you're either all in or you're not. You know, like I don't just sit down and play The Sims for a measly little hour. I'm logged in for a 4-hour session. You know what I mean? Like I just physically can't do like anything in an hour. I can't even get a character made in an hour. You know, I put a lot of time and thought into everything. So I'm either playing it for two reasons. I'm either playing it because I want to do the building side of things and like build a town or make the fanciest apartment or house or whatever and like get my interior design eyes on and whatever, or I'm playing it just for the story. They never intertwine. I never like spend heaps of time making the perfect house for the perfect family to make the perfect story. It's not that. It's just like I make a house and then I get over it and then I'll feel like playing a story game where I just literally start them with no money, move them into any crappy apartment, and we just see how we go.
Okay.
Or I create a whole story scenario from scratch.
Okay.
How deep do you want to get into this, Goldie? I mean, really, I'm going to be revealing some very shady sides of myself.
Yes, that's what we want. Well, okay, that does explain it. Like you did say you play like 4 hours at a time. Unleash the shade, says Stinger.
I said minimum 4 hours.
Minimum 4 hours. Like, you know, someone else in the chat, we know, a friend of ours, Claire, who's listening, plays The Sims as well. So I'm gonna ask her the same questions. Maybe we'll get her on the show.
You should get Claire on the show.
So like, I know this is my gaming segment, and like we spoke about this before, and I said like I do have a gaming segment, and you're like, well, I don't play games. I'm like, well, is there anything you play? Like, is there something you play on your phone, or is there something? And you're like, well, I play The Sims. I'm like, well, good, we can ask about that. Have you, with your Sims game, do you play the story? Like, do you role play with the story, or do you like make your own story as you go, or do you, and then you design your own house, like you design the dream house of something you want to build eventually, or I don't know, like something that would look cool, or how deep do you go?
So, like I said before, it's either a build game or a story game for me. So I very rarely intertwine the two. The only time I do intertwine the two is when I'm playing Sims City Life, because you can just make an apartment in no time and that's fine and whatever. But I usually have a pretty good idea of where I want a story to go. Sometimes I get very invested in terms of like I'll actually go onto Google and look up some story ideas that other people have done and see what's worked for them and then tweak it to make my own story.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling, I don't know, particularly weird or angry that day, I might make a story that I'm sadistically taking out on my sim characters or something like that. I don't know. I listen to a lot of crime podcasts, Goldie. That's all I can say.
Yeah. That's mad. I can see, I can see
no one would deny that they have never, who plays Sims, has never taken the ladder out of the pool. That's all I can say.
Or isn't the classic Sims thing is to build a house and get your people inside and then take away the doors and take away the windows and then a fire starts and then they can't escape?
I've gone further. Are we getting deep here?
Oh yeah, we're going deep.
Okay. Oh my god. Can't believe it's been. Okay. So I've created like a character, like a big ugly man, like you know, serial killer looking dude. Giving him all the personalities of like evil traits, neurotic, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. Like he's just a horror, and he just wanders out into the streets, and but he has the power of flirting. He has flirting as his trait. So he flirts with women, brings them back to his apartment, and then I have a jail basement.
Oh wow.
He doesn't do anything like extra weird, but it's like, oh my god, I'm like,
he just gets a little kinky. He gets a little kinky, doesn't he?
Delete it. I had to like I played this game for like a good couple of hours, and I was like, I'm deleting right now. Delete.
What have I done? What have I done?
Because I just went, what have I done?
What have I done? Oh my god, that's some crime.
I had to go and have like a cold shower and have a long hard think about myself.
That's some crime podcast stuff right there. Wow.
And that's how she started. They'll be listening to me on case file number 387, Victoria Merillo murdered, whatever. It was like, this is how she started. I heard she played Sims games and made people have a prison dungeon harem thing in an apartment. Like, oh god.
I don't think I don't think I've played Sims for like 15 years, so I know it's gotten a lot better these days, but it's more detailed. But I remember like 15 years ago, I just like, yeah, you create people, you create a house, and then they live, and I just like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I can see the detail in it now, and like what I know with your story game or your building game, I can see you can like a lot of people build cool stuff in there. And like people get really creative and in there, like, you know, all sorts of creative stuff you can do in there. So I can see where you're coming from. So I like, people say Sims is not a real game, but I think still it is. Like, it's a simulation. It's a life simulation game. So, you know,
what difference is that between like a game like that to, I don't know, like Age of Empires or like World of Warcraft? I understand that there's like more sort of in like not World of Warcraft, what's the other one I'm thinking of? The simulation, is that what it is?
World of Warcraft is a bit different, but
what's the one I'm thinking of?
I don't know. Well, that's like anyway, Sims. I don't know.
No, I'm saying ones where you build in a game. I can't remember. Anyway.
Oh, there's lots of building games these days. There's tons.
And I get it. And I get that it's like just a wishy-washy kind of, people sort of think of it as like a, you know, a child's game and whatever. But again, it's that kind of thing of like an escape and a whatever. And it's just like, for me, it's like, I have a fascination with interior design, I always have. And it's just kind of like a platform to kind of do that. And also with the stories and stuff like that, it's cool to sometimes create stories apart from the sadistic stuff. I'm not talking about that. That's like a one-off, by the way, can I just say? But the other stuff that I do is like, you know, it's just interesting to like give them jobs that I don't have in my own life and never would have and have no interest in having. But it's just kind of cool to see how that scenario would play out, and like what kind of friends would a person like this have, and what kind of like, you know, situation would they get themselves into, or what kind of job would they have, and where would they go, and like, I don't know. Again, it comes back to like what I was saying before about my sort of sadistic fascination with, you know, humans, I guess, is just kind of like, I guess it's a little bit of an anthropological like standpoint where I like exploring how other people live, and I have a fascination with that. It's weird, and I don't know why, but I just do, because I just think, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how other people could live a different life, even virtually or not virtually, reality or not reality. Like, it's just kind of cool to kind of just see how different things can play out, different connections can happen, different relationships can happen, you know?
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you're thinking? Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Before we ask that question, I've got the perfect game for you, Vicky. All right. If you like interior design and you like The Sims, and you like The Sims, there's this game that's been out for a couple of years. It's called House Flipper, right? So you go in and you buy a house and it's all run down, and you got to do it up. You got to do it up all nice and fancy, right? And you got to sell the house like a real estate agent, but you got to flip it. You got to buy it for cheap, and then you got to flip it for a profit. And it's all about interior design, and it's like Sims like, but it's just the house, and it's all about the house. And you flip the house, and it's on PC, on Steam, on PC.
Oh, cool.
House Flipper.
Okay.
I'll check it out. I'm pretty sure it's pretty cheap. It's like, I don't know, $15, $20 or something. You know, like I've heard about it on other podcasts and stuff, and they said like if you like playing like Sims and you like simulation games and you said interior design specifically, and I went, oh, House Flipper. That'll be a game for you. House Flipper.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't have enough hours in the day, Goldie.
I know.
Yes.
I know. We'll have to get something organized. We'll have to get something organized. If
Well,
you can play Sims, once a fortnight or something, if you can play Sims once a fortnight, you can definitely play a new game at some point.
Yeah. Or yeah, I could just give you my kids.
There we go. Brannigan in the chat. House Flipper is great. It's on mobile as well. There you go. You can play on your phone as well. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, is there anything else you've been wanting to, like you just said, you don't have enough hours in the day, but is there anything else that you were thinking about, playing in the future? Is there anything like game-wise or not really?
We've got a PlayStation
that
I bought for Phil for his birthday, and I just don't know what someone like me would play on that. But I'm interested to know because I don't want it to go to waste. Like he's been trying to teach me Assassin's Creed, and I find it interesting, but I just kind of get a little bit like, well, I don't mind it. In fact, out of all the games, I probably like Assassin's Creed the best.
Okay.
But
you like Spider-Man?
Grand Theft Auto doesn't do it for me. What'd you say?
Do you like Spider-Man?
I've never played it.
But do you like the character Spider-Man?
I'm not overly invested in him.
Okay. I was just thinking if you were a fan of Spider-Man, like they made a really good Spider-Man game on PlayStation lately over the last few years. Really good.
Yeah. It's all just individual sort of play games, isn't it? There's nothing that's really sort of like you can play together.
Look on the PlayStation Store and look up like in the PlayStation Store. Go to the multiplayer section and look up and see some stuff. Sometimes they have demos and stuff. Definitely have a look in there. I don't play PlayStation much anymore anyway, so I can't think of anything off the top of my head like I did with House Flipper. I don't know, maybe House Flipper's on PlayStation. I don't know.
I liked Nintendo. I was a Nintendo person. So
then you'd need a Switch. You'd be a Nintendo. I can see you being a Nintendo girl. Yeah. I can see you playing Animal Crossing. If you love Sims, you would absolutely love Animal Crossing. Oh my god.
I've heard about this game to death, but what is it? What do you do?
You're basically like a little character, and you have an island, and you deck it out with like decorations and stuff, and you have a farm, and you go fishing, and you go looking around the island, and you decorate your island, and it's like.
It's not one of those scammer games where they're trying to get you to pay for it as you go and stuff like that.
No. It's just you just pay Nintendo $70 and that's it. And I've got it. And it wasn't for me. I tried it out because someone said I might like it because I played similar games. And But a lot of I saw a demographic the other day that Animal Crossing, a lot of women with Nintendos absolutely love Animal Crossing. Like a lot of people and a lot of gamer guys with their girlfriends. They'll be playing like Assassin's Creed, and the wife or the girlfriend will play Animal Crossing. I'm telling you, if you're gonna get a Nintendo, if you get a Nintendo in the future, that's the first game you have to get for you. If you love Sims, you'll love this little Animal Crossing farming, little decorate your island, little cutesy graphics. You'll love it.
I just looked at the chat. There was Harvest Moon is better.
Harvest Moon. I haven't played Harvest Moon. I've played a game that's like Harvest Moon called Stardew Valley. That's why people said to me I might like Animal Crossing, but I found it was a bit too tedious for me. But it depends. I think you might like it if it's Nintendo-y and it's cutesy and it's not being a stereotype like it has to be for a girl.
No,
like
I know what you're saying.
Like if you play Sims. If you play Sims, then you'd enjoy the simulation side and this of your Animal Crossing Animal Island. And
no, you're not the first person that's recommending this to me, and I am getting even my brother's saying you'd love it and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mark says plausible says Animal Crossing would be amazing. Vicky, I think you'd love it. Yeah, like people are saying like if you get it and you have to get a Nintendo, you have to get a Nintendo Switch.
Wow. That'll be a post-lockdown investment, maybe.
Yeah. There's two options for the Nintendo Switch, Vicky. There's the main one that you can play handheld or plug into the TV, or there's a smaller one, the Switch Lite, and it's only handheld. And if it depends, if you never want to play on a TV and you just want to play it like on the couch on a little handheld, the Switch Lite is cheaper and better, probably better for you. Play in bed. You can play in bed as well. Yeah, play in bed, play on the couch.
I'm not fussed at sitting down and playing sort of video games on a TV. That's not really my jam.
No, I think the Switch Lite, or a little handheld one, play.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's my recommendation, and chat agrees. Well, for me, my gaming has been a bit weird over the last 7 days. My World of Warcraft subscription expired. I've been talking about that for a while, and it's gone now. I don't think I'm going back unless a new expansion with new features brings me back. Yeah. I played some Ascent. This is I've talked about that before recently as well. Played some Ascent, and then I played Diablo 2 Remastered. We talked about that last episode, and it was good. It was good. I played with a friend. Played with Plausible in the chat. Do you know what Diablo is, Vicky? Diablo?
No. What is it?
It's like a dungeon. Think Dungeons and Dragons, but like the camera is like zoomed out, so you can see your little dude on the map, and you run around and kill monsters and demons, and you do quests and stuff. And it's like medieval, and there's like barbarians and wizards and paladins and sorcerers, and it's really Dungeons and Dragons medieval, sort of really cool.
Okay, cool.
So they got this new one. Sorry?
Like LOL? What's that one?
LOL.
People have to know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the.
I know what that is. League of Legends.
The abbreviate League of Legends. Thank you.
No, it's nothing like League of Legends. No. She's like, is it like LOL?
I was like, oh, I know something.
But I played a little bit of it, of the beta, and I played with Plausible. He's an experienced player, and we'll play with him. I was gonna cancel my pre-order, but I changed my mind, and I'm gonna play a little bit more. And League of Lasagna. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. We're nearly finished for the show. We've got a little bit more to go, and then we'll say our goodbyes. What have you been streaming, or what have you been watching? So, Vicky, I know you're not a streamer or a content creator, but I know you watch content creators online, like you watch YouTube. So, is there any particular creator that you watch or that comes to mind? Like anyone famous or anyone not famous, just someone that makes videos on YouTube or something? Do you watch anyone specifically?
Do you know who I'm loving actually a lot at the moment is Bailey Sarian?
I haven't heard of that.
She does murder, mystery, she does Monday murder and makeup. So every Monday she does, so for girls, like obviously we love to watch our makeup tutorials on YouTube and stuff like that. But for me, like being old now, I don't really care that much about makeup. But when I was younger, I definitely watched those kind of things. And now she started just, talking while she was doing her makeup and just telling like a crime story. And it's awesome. Like she goes into so much detail. She's like basically like her own crime podcast, but she's there like doing this like makeup, and I'm just going, how can you multitask like that? But yeah, she's amazing. She's really like, she has so much knowledge. Like she really does her research, and she does it so well that you almost forget that she's even doing her makeup, and then she finishes, she's got a full face of makeup, and you're like, I just can't believe the story you just told. What? Like, and so yeah, she's really, really great. I'm not like I used to be such a YouTube person, probably like 2011, 2012. I was more into that.
Yeah.
And like, I used to follow like Casper Lee and people like that who just did like vlogs and stuff. But now I just don't really find it interesting anymore. And maybe that's just because my lifestyle's changed and I just don't really know. Like, and I also don't want to, like, I know there's a lot of like mum content out there, but I just don't find it interesting. I Actually, there's a really good one. There's a guy he explores he does like a day in the life in Japan. Like he does like these like a day in the life in Tokyo videos stuff. And he does like a day in the life of a Japanese housewife, or a day in the life of a Japanese mail worker, or a Japanese, like, and he does like these, like follows them around. And I just find that interesting because, again, from like a cultural humanistic perspective, I just find that really interesting to learn about different cultures. So I can't remember his name though. Oh, what's his name? You talk about yours and I'll look it up and I'll yell it out once I find it because I can't remember.
Yeah, that's some interesting people that you watch off the top of your head. That's some pretty cool, interesting creators that I haven't heard of. The day in the life of the Japan one, that sounds cool. The makeup storytelling one, that's interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
His name is Paolo from Tokyo is his name. That's his
okay, that's his channel. There we go. Someone in Claire in chat says Paolo from Tokyo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Claire watches it too. So
there you go. Thanks, Claire. Me, I've barely watched Twitch this week. I did catch my good friend Aaron J. Bang, one of my OGs, is painting his best work. He paints miniatures and plays funky tunes in the background. And he's the first miniature painter that I started watching when just before I got into it. So he was like one of my main inspirations. I tell him all the time. He's one of my OGs. I saw him the other day. I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks, and I was doing other stuff. And then I watched him the other day, and it was good to catch up and hang out in his stream. And the usual Bob Ross streams on the weekend. I keep saying, I repeat that every week, every show. I just watch my Bob Ross. Someone I want to mention on YouTube that I've watched recently and over the past few months is this guy called Devin Nash, and he's an owner of a media talent agency, and he represents Twitch streamers, YouTubers, and he does advertising. And he's a talent manager sort of thing, right? And
like a scout.
Yeah, sort of like he represents people. His company represents big streamers and big YouTubers and stuff, and does marketing and advertising and things like that. And he knows a lot of stuff. He's in the industry and he knows these things, and he used to stream, and he comes on and he does these really educational talks. And he doesn't stream at the moment. He's not doing any streams at the moment. He made an announcement. He's got some issues with how Twitch is going and with gambling and blah blah blah. He doesn't want to stream anymore, but he's still making YouTube videos. And I watched a few of his recent videos the other day, yesterday or the day before. One about Twitch news. It's so good about like Twitch executives leaving and like what that's gonna do for the future of Twitch and stuff. And then he made another video about how he gave up social media and how you can too, and what he did to give up social media. And his life revolves around social media because he works for an advertising agency, and he still has given up social media for his personal life. And he talked all about it, and it was so informative and it was so good. And I was like, it really hit me about I feel like I'm on social media too much. And
he wasn't one of the guys on that documentary, was he?
No, he's not on a documentary. No, not Devin Nash. Good guy. Check him out, Devin Nash. He's on YouTube and stuff. Check him out. All right. So our next segment is always mailbag. I always want to say that we accept your emails. So go right if you want to write into the show with a question or concern or an opinion or a recommendation or something, or you want to tell us how good Vicky did today, or or whatever, and that you can email the show. How bad Vicky did, whatever. Maybe that she talks too much about reality TV. She wouldn't shut up about reality TV, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, our email is thegoldtimespod@gmail.com, and we'll read it on the show. And if I get a question this week or next week about with Vicky, I'll send it to her, and we'll try and get, if it's a question, we'll try and get her response, and we'll get her response, and we'll read it. We'll read it on the show. And give us an email if you want. It's just available. It's there. This is our last segment of the day before we finish. Is our Q&A. So if you want any questions to the show, ask now. Any questions to the show, guys? Questions for Vicky? Questions for me? Questions for both of us? We take questions. We're saving the questions till the end. So if you got any questions for the show, we'd love it. I can think of one off the top of my head. I asked this last week. I'll ask it now. Oh, here we go. Straight away. What's your opinion on Frankenbite editing style employed by reality TV shows like Married at First Sight, where they cut in audio to drive the narrative? Does it make it more for a more entertaining show, or is it manipulating the audience by not accurately portraying real events?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's manipulating us for sure.
I can't answer that.
That's what I was saying. I was like, it's absolutely like, this is the thing. I don't watch these shows because like, I'm like, oh, that's what's actually happening. Like, this is some of the things that my friends and I even comment on when we're watching it, going like, that was so badly edited, or that was so poorly done. Like, what producer yelled in her ear, or what, you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely not accurate at all. Like, and that's what makes reality TV so, crap these days, because it's a lot of like producers setting situations up, and I don't know the term Frankenbite. What does Frankenbite mean? Is that a way of dubbing audio, or
I don't know, it's a style. I think it's a style of editing.
Right. I'm assuming where it's like piecing things together to make it look like a real situation. I'm just taking this from like Frankenstein. Yeah, definitely, 100%. They change situations, or they cut things to make it look like, and you just know. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I got the correct thing. So I got Frankenbite. But yeah, absolutely. You can tell, and that's the thing. That's what I also watch, going like, that wasn't real, or that was real, or that was real. I wonder if that was real. And like, I actually, from a film perspective as well, I find it interesting to look at things from that perspective too. So yeah.
Okay, cool. We got another question in the chat. Munchkin says, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? You go first.
No, you go first. I answered.
Okay, all right. I got my answer ready. I had my answer ready. Okay. I'm gonna be invisible, because like when I play Dungeons and Dragons and when I play like medieval games, I'm a rogue, so I'm a sneaky, stealthy. I like going invisible, like hiding in the shadows and being sneaky and being like a ninja. You know, like I'm just like deceptive and I want to be like a secret, deceptive person. So if I was going to be that in real life, if I had a superpower, it would be invisibility. So I could be like a rogue, be sneaky. I could just be invisible for whatever situation, I don't have to be seen.
Yeah. Cool. I've got, am I allowed to?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say, okay. My first one was I've always said, and it's always been my go-to answer, is teleportation. Because I just like to be able to go boom and just be anywhere in the world. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But my second one that I've been thinking of recently, and I think it's because I don't get much sleep. I was like, I'd love to be able to just stop time around me. I can still do. And so if I wanted to take a nap, I just could for like 3 hours, and then just like time's back. Like, I didn't miss anything. Like, I don't know. It's such a poor example, but I think that would be really cool though, to be able to just stop time and just catch up on anything I need to do, and then boom, we're back to it. Okay, cool, I'm caught up. Sweet.
All right, I got another good one in the chat. Plausible says, any games out there that you've seen and wanted to play but never got around to or had the chance to play. I'll say there's, if you want to look at my Steam wish list, and they're all the games that I keep looking at and seeing. Like on this Vicky, Steam is a video game.
I have Steam.
Oh, you have Steam. Okay, so so you can go on there, you go in the store, and you go, oh, I like that game. Put it on your wish list. My wish list is like 20, 30, 40 games long, and I wait for games to go on sale before I'll think about getting them. Or I'll put it on there to like remind myself to get it later. And then sometimes I just forget about games that are on there. So I don't know. There's like a bunch of like The Ascent was a game that I would have been waiting 6 months because I put it on my wish list 6 months ago, and then it just finally came out, and I'm only starting to play it now. Valheim is a game that I just Vikings building simulator. Like you're in a Viking world, and you have to survive, and you have to build a house, and you have to go kill monsters, and like it's a survival game, and it's like I really like survival building games, and I've been waiting around for ages, and I finally bit the bullet the other day and bought it and tried it. I don't know, and nothing else off the top of my head.
Hey Goldie, do you know what else is a survival building game?
The Sims. Sims. Yeah, Sims. Oh, yes, that's an answer. Yes, Claire, that's an answer. City Skylines. That's on my wish list. I actually own that. That's in my library. I've never played it. I've been wanting to play City Skylines eventually one day, and I bought it years ago, and I haven't bought it. I haven't played it, and I haven't gotten around to playing it. It's like Sim City, but it's like a different Sim City. It's made by a different company. You know what Sim City is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not, but what City Skyline, is that a new version of that, is it?
It's a different company's version of SimCity, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I guess that'll be on my wish list.
It's a different take, yeah. I want to say this. What's the game? Any games out there that you've wanted to play but never got around to?
Yeah, well, I guess I've got two now. I haven't really thought about it, but now it's City Skyline and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to get a Nintendo Switch in general, I think.
Get a Switch Lite. If you're not gonna play the Switch on a TV, get the Lite.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, and you can get a little colored one. And I think you're really good it'll be really good for you.
Yeah. I think the world will be my oyster when I get a Switch, I feel.
Yeah. Ant in the chat says, "Do you both think I'm cool?" Yes.
I used to before you asked that question.
Oh. Ooh.
Of course, I think you're cool. You're so cool. Mark wants to bring up Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because Mark's I know I spoke to Mark like last year or 2 years ago. We had a good conversation about Ocarina of Time.
He's throwing so much shade at me. He's saying one day you'll finish it because he put so much crap on me because I used to play that, and Mark would just finish it, because he was such a gamer and he was really good at that stuff. I'd get to like the forest temple part before he even turns into an adult, and the shadows would come down off the roof, to come and attack him, and I just go, "Nah, I'm out," and just the controller. So he was like, "It's not real, Victoria. Like it's a game," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm out. I can't do the shadows. Don't do shadows coming off the wall."
Here's a good question. You have to go first. I can go first because I got the answer ready if you want. Munchkin says, "What would be your dream job?"
My dream job.
Yeah, if you could do any job in the world, what would be your dream, and you could get it? What would be your dream job? Yeah, what would it be?
Probably interior designer.
Interior designer? So it's not a teacher? I'm studying to be a teacher, but it's not my dream job.
Oh, look, no. Okay, hang on. Let me rephrase. I am very excited to become a teacher and I want to be a teacher. But dream job, are we talking just...
If you could be anything. If you could be anything, like an astronaut, race car driver, whatever. Yeah. Anything.
Do you know, because in a previous life I did music and I was a musician. So I guess in a dream job as in it will never happen, but if I could click my fingers and I'd be there.
Yeah.
I'd love to be singing or doing some sort of music related thing.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Mine is to work in radio. I want to be a radio announcer. I still want to be a radio announcer, sort of. I realized that I wanted to be one as a young kid, and then I I realized that at an older age that the money isn't very good, and it's also it's to work at like big radio stations, it's contract based. So you could get a 1 year contract, and then the next year you are out on the street, just because that's like you don't. It's not permanent. Like you
Yeah.
like like. So I didn't chase it as a career as a young adult because of like I found out the reality of that it's not really a the dream, like the career dream job. But if in a perfect, if I could. I'm running a podcast. I'm doing it now. But if I could snap my fingers right now and have a dream job, I'd be working in a radio station and doing a radio show and having, and broadcasting to a whole city with a show,
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be my dream job. That'd be cool. I don't care how much it pays.
Do you know what? I've just changed mine. Travel writer.
Travel writer.
Yeah, so I could still be doing my writing, which I love, like the English part of me, but then I'd be just traveling the world and writing. But I probably wouldn't have a family. So, yeah.
Here's another good question. Plausible says, post-lockdown, post-COVID travel bubble, where would you go for 3 weeks?
Also had the money sorted. So if money wasn't a factor.
Money wasn't a factor, yeah.
Where would I go? I've always wanted to go to Japan, actually. I've never been.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to go to Europe, but I have done Europe and I've done Europe. Like, I'm not trying to say it like that. But like I've been there before, and like it'd be cool to go somewhere where I haven't actually experienced the country yet. So Japan would be quite cool.
Yeah, right. Damn it, you stole my answer. That's my answer.
Did I?
That's my answer.
We'll go together.
I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Japan because I want to go snowboarding. They got other than Canada has the best snow in the world, but Japan has the second best snow in the world. And also, I love all the techie gadgets that Japan has.
Yeah,
I love the technology that they have. The anime, the robots, the Pokemon, Nintendo's in Japan. Japan is the correct answer, says Ant. Yeah. Claire says Japan is mad fun. Yeah, Claire's going to be our travel guide. There we go.
She'll be our translator as well.
She can speak Japanese, yeah.
But yeah, I don't really care about the snow. I just want to, I would love to see the cherry blossoms. So, and I'd love to go to the Nintendo store because apparently it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Next level. Yeah.
Yeah. Super Mario World.
All the freaking sushi ever. Just
like
so
everyone wants to go to Disney World and Disneyland and whoop-de-doo, Disneyland. Yeah, okay, Disneyland is cool, but have you been to Nintendo Land? Like, come on. Come on.
Can I also just preface by saying I'm answering all these questions solely if I was a single woman with no children.
Oh, okay.
I'm not factoring my family into this at all. Like if I had to think, I'd probably be picking Disneyland if I had to factor that in.
Okay, Mum says in the chat she wants to go to Ireland and Scotland. Mum, you've been there already. Why do you want to go back there? Pick something new. She loves it there.
That's how I feel. That's what's hard for me because I'd love to go back to Italy, but I've done that.
Yeah.
So much. But I love it. I get it. I get you, Annette. Sometimes you just, where you feel comfortable.
All right, that's good. That's some good questions, guys. Thank you so much for the Q&A. That was great. Thank you. I think we're going to wrap up the show now. Thanks everyone for watching, guys. Thanks for watching and listening. And a big thanks to my guest co-host, Victoria Merillo. If anyone wants more of you, Vicky, where can they find you?
More of it. Probably my Instagram, which is V Merillo, what is it called? Lowercase V and then MERILLO, Merillo, all one word.
Okay. And more that we can get.
That's how you write it on Instagram, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, it's like if anyone searches it, that's right. They can type it. They can search you. That's right. Yeah. You can also follow this show on Twitter. We have a Twitter account, The Gold Times Pod. And you can also follow me on social media as well. I'm at Alan Katona now. As we talked about previously, I was Old Gold Times. We've changed names. I'm at Alan Katona. Thank you. Yeah, and just like in the chat, if you'd like to support the show with a few bucks, you can become a member of our Patreon army over at patreon.com/Alan Katona. Big thanks to our soldiers and officers, Hale Veteran, Aaron B, Steve B, and Jess B. Thank you so much, guys. You can grab this show and all previous shows on video on the Alan Katona YouTube channel, or the audio versions are available on Apple and Spotify or any other podcast catcher around. Just search The Gold Times, or if that doesn't come up, you can search Alan Katona. That works too. The links are in our Twitter as well. Hopefully see you again. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vicky. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for indulging me.